Ever get that feeling? You know, like when you look around and it's just like stuff everywhere. It's like not even just the actual clutter, but like in your head too. It's a
Yeah.
lot, right?
Oh, yeah.
Well, that feeling, that's what we're diving into today.
Okay.
With this book, From Chaos to Calm,
Hmm.
it seems like, well, it promises a path to, like a calmer, less chaotic life.
Yeah, that sounds amazing.
Ready to like reclaim your space and your sanity?
Let's do it.
All right. So, it's more common than you might think, right?
Oh, definitely.
This whole clutter thing, from chaos to calm. This book, it explores how deeply it impacts us. Clutter. We're talking like mentally, physically, even digitally. I don't know, it's not always like obvious, but this book, it kind of like shines a light on those connections.
Yeah, like you don't always realize how much it's like, weighing you down.
Exactly, and that's like the key to actually changing,
For
right?
sure.
Okay, so we're going to tackle this beast. First, we got to like understand it. So, from chaos to calm,
Mm.
it defines clutter as anything that's just taking up space.
Yeah.
Like in our lives, physical, mental, digital, it's not really serving a real purpose.
Gotcha.
So we all know about that, like overflowing junk drawer, right?
Oh, yeah, classic.
But what about like that to-do list, in your head?
Yeah.
That just never stops.
Oh my gosh.
Or like your inbox, so full, it makes you anxious to even like look at it.
Uh, yeah, that's the worst.
Those count too, right?
Totally. It's not just about having like too much stuff, It's about anything that just like sucks your energy, anything that keeps you from what actually matters.
Yeah, it's like those energy vampires. And the book really like digs into those. It's fascinating.
It is.
So, okay, clutter, it's more than just messy shelves, we get it.
Right.
But why should we even care? Does it really impact our lives that much?
Oh, it really can.
Yeah.
From chaos to calm, it shares this story about Sarah, right? She's like this super busy professional, and she was just drowning in clutter. It was affecting her sleep, her relationships, even like her work. She was just overwhelmed, totally stuck.
Oh, wow.
But, and here's the thing, research actually like backs this up, Studies have shown that clutter actually increases your stress hormones, which makes sense if you think about it.
It's true.
It's not just how things look, it's like your well-being.
So it's like our environment is like working against us.
Yeah, pretty much.
Wow, I never thought about it like that. It's inspiring, though, to hear that Sarah was able to, like, turn things around just by tackling her clutter.
Yeah.
Did she have any, like, aha moments, any breakthroughs that got her started?
One of the, I think, most powerful ideas in the book is this whole mindset shift. It's about how you see your possessions.
Okay.
So instead of like burdens or like you feel guilty about them, from chaos to calm, it's like think of them as tools. It's about asking, are they helping me right now, like in my life right now? If not, maybe it's time to let go.
Hmm. That's a really interesting way to think about it, like a different perspective.
Hmm.
But I think it's easy to get attached to stuff, even if it's not useful anymore. I'm sure we've all got clothes in our closets, like haven't worn them in years, but can't get rid of them.
Oh, yeah, I'm definitely guilty of that. And the book, it talks about that struggle. It really gets into like the emotional barriers to decluttering. Sentimentality, fear of regret, the whole just in case thing, it's all in there. And it's about like recognizing those patterns and actually like challenging them.
So true. Okay, so what are some of the strategies
Hmm.
to overcome those emotional barriers? What does the book say?
Well, it suggests you ask yourself if something is actually adding value to your life right now. If it's not, it gives you practical tips to let go. One that really stuck with me was the 1 year rule. Basically, if you haven't used it, haven't even thought about it in a year, it might be time to say goodbye.
Hmm.
It seems simple, but it can be really powerful.
Okay, so we've defined clutter.
Right.
We've talked about how much it like impacts us.
Yeah.
We've even like started to think differently about our stuff.
Uh,
But let's get practical. Where do we even begin? Like, how do we start decluttering?
well, from chaos to calm takes a really practical approach, which I appreciate.
Okay.
It breaks it down by room, which makes it feel a lot less overwhelming.
Hmm.
And it actually suggests you start with your bedroom
Okay.
because it's like your sanctuary, right? It's the place where you should feel the most at peace.
Makes sense.
It's about creating calm and order, especially where you start and end each day.
Yeah, I like that. But even one room can feel like a lot sometimes.
Yeah.
Like, where do you even start within a room?
Yeah.
I can picture myself opening my closet doors and just immediately shutting them. Like, it's too much.
I hear you, but the book, it talks about small wins and how they build momentum. It suggests starting super simple, like just clearing off your nightstand. Get rid of anything that doesn't belong there. Old books, chargers, that pile of receipts. Just keep the essentials. It's amazing, honestly, what a difference just that one small thing can make.
Okay, I can definitely handle that. Clear off the nightstand. Check. What next?
From there, you can move to the closets, drawers, under the bed storage. The key is just break it down to chunks.
Okay.
Don't try to do it all at once. And set realistic goals. Celebrate those wins along the way. It helps a lot.
I like that approach. It's about progress, not perfection.
Exactly.
And speaking of small wins, the kitchen, that feels like a clutter black hole, especially if it's a busy family space.
Oh, for sure. From chaos to calm, it suggests you create zones in your kitchen, specific areas for prepping, cooking, and storing stuff.
Right.
It's about making the space work for you, not against you.
Mm.
And one of my favorite tips, have a donation basket. Keep it somewhere visible.
Oh, tell me more about that.
It's so simple, but as you're going about your day, you inevitably see stuff you just don't use anymore. Instead of just letting it pile up, right?
Yeah.
Throw it right into the donation basket. It makes decluttering an ongoing thing, not this big, scary event.
I love that. Building those sustainable habits, it's so much more realistic than like a total overhaul all at once.
Okay.
Okay, so bedroom, kitchen, checked off. But what about the living room? That can be another clutter magnet, right?
Yeah.
Especially in a family home. Everyone's always in there.
You're right. For living rooms, from chaos to calm suggests being mindful about decorations.
Okay.
You don't have to go full minimalist or anything,
Right.
but being picky about what you display, it can really create a calmer vibe.
I can see that.
And again, it's about functionality, like
Yeah.
cord organizers, a spot for the remotes. Those little things can make a big difference.
True, true. Okay, I'm feeling inspired, ready to tackle this physical clutter.
Yeah.
But honestly, I do get overwhelmed by all the decisions.
Like every little item, do I keep it, toss it? Does the book give any guidance on that?
It does. From chaos to calm has this great tool, the 4-box method.
Okay.
Keep, donate, trash, and relocate. Simple, but super effective for sorting through everything.
So you just have 4 boxes and sort as you go. That sounds pretty straightforward, even for someone who gets indecisive.
Exactly. It takes the guesswork out of it.
Yeah.
The book also suggests you declutter by category, not location.
Mm-hmm.
So instead of, I'm going to declutter the bedroom today, you say, I'm going to declutter my clothes today.
Interesting.
It's helpful because you actually see how much you own. You might realize you have way more t-shirts than you could ever wear.
That's a good point. It's so easy to accumulate things without realizing it. Okay, but what about after the big purge? How do you keep the clutter from creeping back in?
Good question. From chaos to calm suggests the one in, one out rule.
Oh, yeah, I've heard of that.
So for every new item you bring home, one old one goes. I've tried that before. And it really makes you think twice about bringing in new stuff.
It does. It encourages mindful consumption. And then beyond the big decluttering sessions, the book also says incorporate a daily 15-minute declutter into your routine. Just focus on one small area each day, like your desk or a kitchen counter.
That's like brushing your teeth for your house.
Mm.
You're not letting things pile up and get out of control.
Exactly. Love that analogy.
So, okay, from chaos to calm seems like a pretty comprehensive approach to this physical clutter. But what about digital clutter? That can feel like a whole other beast.
Absolutely. And it can be just as overwhelming. But luckily, From Chaos to Calm has strategies for that too.
Oh, okay, good.
We'll dig into all those digital decluttering tips in the next part of our deep dive.
Can't wait. But before we move on, just want to say again, decluttering isn't about, just aesthetics or being super organized. It's about creating a space